Welcome back, one and all, to the Legend of Heroes: Trails in the Sky. Last time we attended a dinner party and had ourselves a awkward conversation with Colonel Richard. I believe that Colonel Richard was being genuine in what he said about Cassius Bright, but I also believe that he was using that to get information out of them. Or to see where this goes. How's it going? Hi, how are you? Ah, there you are. I've been waiting for you. You're awfully late, aren't you? Sorry about that. We kinda got caught up by Colonel Richard. Did you now? He had some things to tell us about our dad. I don't think he has any idea what we're up to. You know our dad too? He used to come here when he worked as General Morgan's aide-de-camp. I'm told that he was a school friend of the late Prince's, Her Majesty's son. Late Prince? Claudia's father. Yes, he was killed 15 years ago in a shipwreck. Would that he were still alive today, none of this would be happening. But lamenting what might have been is a fool's errand. Evening is fast approaching. We must make our preparations at once. Come in, Shay. Hey, aren't you Shay, right? Yes, thank you for remembering. You look well, Estelle, Joshua. I've been told about your current predicament. You won't find a more dependable child. She's a great help to us whenever the princess is in the castle. Princess Claudia. That shouldn't pose a problem. Thank you. If you're ready, you should go change into your uniforms. The ribbons and headpieces are tricky, so I'll adjust them for you. What? What do you mean? Estelle is going to need to dress as one of the maids in order to get into the royal keep. A little playing with the hair and you'll blend right in. Oh, I get it. Uniforms don't allow for much in the way of personalization. That should be ideal for sneaking in. Me in a maid's outfit. I've been waiting to try one on since we first met Lila. Cute, breezy, and easy to move in. Haha. Well, if our uniforms weren't easy to move in, they'd make the cleaning more difficult. I thought so. Well, let's get this sucker on me. Why are you so excited? I'm glad you're in high spirits, but you need to remember your manners in front of the Queen. You won't have me to lean on this time. Why not? You're changing too, aren't you? Pardon? I mean, he did play the princess during the play at the campus festival. Is there really that much of a difference between a fancy dress and a maid outfit? That's different. It was a play. I can't appear before Her Majesty in women's clothing. Oh, you'll be fine. There's nothing to be ashamed of or anything. Besides, you made a gorgeous princess. Not this again. Cut the jokes, will you? Hilda, Shea, help me out here. Say something. Anyone? I see. That shouldn't pose a problem at all. Shea, don't you have an extra hairpiece designed for the princess? Yes. It's never been used, though. It has that full dark hair, so it would probably look good on him. Now, hold on a second. Well, it looks like a 3-to-1 vote. Majority rules. This way, please. We can use this as the changing room. Now, wait a minute. I don't remember agreeing to this. Help! Kids these days. I feel sorry for Joshua. Oh my. She looks adorable in a maid outfit. Ta-da! What do you think? I think it suits her pretty well. Such a bright, active maid in training, and only after just coming to the castle too. You certainly have me convinced. And with the hair down like that, no one will be any the wiser. Perhaps you'd like to work at Grantsell Castle for real when this is all settled. Well, we're already work as bracers, so, anyway. Come on, Joshua, get out here. No chance. I can talk you out of this. None at all. You're just going to make this take longer. Fine. You're impossible. I feel bad for Joshua. Well, it's almost frightening how good that looks. Isn't it awesome? Looks better on him than it does me. And I'm an actual girl. A bit of makeup can make all the difference in the world. Please say you're done. Well, I suppose so. I'll show you the way to the royal keep. You need to make certain that you watch me and learn how a maid handles herself. We're finally going to meet the queen in person. This is the do or die moment. We just have to stay focused and get the royal keep. It's hard to take you seriously in that outfit. Well, excuse me. This was your idea. I can't believe you've got the nerve to pick on me. Oh, sorry, don't get all mad. I'll treat you to some ice cream later, okay? I'm not like you. I'm not obsessed with food. Hey, I'm not obsessed with food. They get along so well, don't they? We're out of time. Let's get going. Out of curiosity, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't change the sprites for the character portraits, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, and the maid's actually leading the way. That's interesting. Hilda, what business do you have with the Majesty at this hour? I'm bringing some tea and spoons at her request. The current situation means that Her Majesty is denied the right to even go about her daily life as she wishes. That's harsh. Who are these maids with you? I don't recognize them. His Grace ordered me to hire some additional staff to help. They've only just arrived at the castle today. Really? Hey, you're pretty cute. Thank you. Bows. Do I get the feeling that we've met before? Do you stare so hardly at every young lady you see? I do hope that you're not thinking of any untoward thoughts. I thought that His Grace and the Colonel would be disapprove. Hey, it's not like that. We're the elite of the Royal Army. We wouldn't do that. All's well then. Now, would you please allow us to pass? Pardon us, ladies. Go ahead. That was intense. Thanks, Hilda. You're a lifesaver. Yeah, that was really well done. I'm just glad I could help. Well then, are you planning to change your clothes before going to see Her Majesty? If you'd prefer, I can just show you the way now. I think I'm okay as is. Boys' clothes, now. For the love of, why are you always so self-conscious? What was wrong with what you had on? It's not an issue of self-consciousness. By the way, Hilda, is this room what I think it is? This is Princess Claudia's bedroom. But she rarely sleeps in the castle, so the room is all but unused. No kidding. But I heard the princess was tending to the queen. I guess that's just gossip then. You'd have to ask Her Majesty the full details. Her room is on the second floor of the keep. I'll take you there. And again, the maid leads the way. Well, that's the only door. I beg your pardon, Your Majesty. I brought the two that I spoke of before, Joshua and Estelle. Thank you kindly. By all means enter, as you wish. I'll wait for you here. You can go on in. Oh. I bid you welcome. My name is Alicia von Ashluis. I'm just say Alicia. I am the 26th monarch of the nation of Liberl. I'm Estelle Bright. I'm a junior bracer of the guild. I'm Joshua Bright of the same affiliation. It is an honor to meet you, Your Majesty. Estelle and Joshua. I've truly been looking forward to meeting you both. I reject that I cannot offer you proper hospitality, but I have prepared some tea. Please, have some and relax. I see, so Professor Russell asked you to bring this information. A pitch-black orbment capable of negating all other orbital engines. And you say the Colonel has acquired it. The Professor told us that you might have some idea of what he intends to do with it. Can you tell us anything? I have but a vague idea, but I did not think the Colonel even knew of it. Perhaps I was worrying about nothing, but even so. What is this vague idea you have? I suppose there is no harm in telling you. Roughly 10 years ago, a massive orbital reaction was detected beneath Gransel. Professor Russell was the individual who came to investigate. Did this happen in the vicinity of the sewers? No, far deeper underground. Professor Russell was under the impression that it might be a relic of the ancients still functioned. So it was a bona fide artifact. Most artifacts I know of have lost their function, like the mechanisms at the top of the towers. But even now and then you find one that still functions, like Mayor Dalmore's heirloom. And something like that beneath Gransel. So what does that tell us about the gospel? Maybe it could be used to halt the artifact's functions. Could it do that? Yes. However, we were unable to establish the nature of the artifact, or indeed why it was buried underneath the city. But it is beyond my imaginations how the Colonel could know of its existence. Professor Russell's research on it was kept strictly confidential and off the record. I see. In any event, it seems likely that any trouble is on the way. Honestly, just as I start to think maybe the Colonel might be a slightly nicer guy than we were giving him credit for. But when someone's trying to stir something up, that's when the bracers come in. We won't let him get away with whatever evil scheme he's trying to pull off. I don't... Well, actually, he's probably pretty fucking evil, but maybe not. I expect no less from Cassius's daughter. So you're acquainted with her father, Your Majesty. He was a friend of my late son's, and a great savior to the nation. Even after he retired from the army, he would sometimes undertake requests for me. Really? I didn't know that. I imagine that there are quite many things about him that you don't know, including the precise role he played in the war. I assure you have not been told. Well, nothing detailed. Perhaps then, that it is the role that I am meant to play. Estelle and Joshua, will you indulge me by listening to an old story? Absolutely. It is no indulgence, Your Majesty. An auto roll scroll would be nice, but, whatever. 10 years ago, in the spring, a tragedy occurred in the southern reaches of the Erebonian Empire. Its cause is yet unknown, and that is something I must omit. I know what that cause was. The Empire used that event as a pretext for their invasion of Liberl, because Liberl was blamed for it. So began the sad times that would become known as the 100 Days' War. Just as the Empire made this declaration of war, a massive military force breached Hacken Gate. It seemed like a scant moment, all of Liberl became occupied territory, save for Gransel. It is said that the invasion force was 3 times the size of the entire royal army. The reinforcements from Cavard were too late to stop their advance. It was but a matter of time before Gransel too would fall. But 2 months after the outbreak of hostiles, the war changed in a way that none could have imagined. Patrol airships had just been developed and were used to recapture Liberal's checkpoints, serving the Imperial Army's communications. The Royal Army then set about recapturing the major regions one by one using ships launched from Lestian Fortress, Zeiss, Raum, Bos, and Roland. With their supply lines severed, the Erebonian forces occupying each region were swiftly crushed. And the one behind this plan of a counteroffensive was none other than Colonel Cassius Bright. It was your father, who was General Morgan's right-hand man at the time, as well as Colonel Richard's superior officer. Afterward, the intercession of the Bracer Guild and the Septian Church, the war was brought to the end. But it was at this time that Cassius lost what he treasured most of all. Lena, your mother, Estelle. The clock tower was destroyed in the Imperial Army's vain attempts to hold back the counteroffensive. What followed, I am sure you know. Cassius was not even able to be by his wife's side in her final moments. I had no idea. And he believed that the military operation that he himself had planned effectively caused her death. Blaming himself, he left the military and took up the path of a bracer. All to stay with the only one he had left, you. And this time he swore he would be able to protect those he loved. Dad, that idiot. It wasn't his fault. How could he even think that, Estelle? Yes, you are correct. Given that he lost all he lost in this service to his country, the responsibility falls upon me. And so, I am sorry, Estelle. I failed to protect your mother. I have wished to apologize to you for a long time. But you don't need to. You've protected the peace of this country ever since the war ended. The peace that Dad and all the other soldiers had defended in Liberal. And the war they fought so hard to protect. What? The peace that Dad and all other soldiers who defended Liberal and the war that fought so hard to protect. I can fucking read, people. I can English. And the peace that Mom gave her life so that I could live in. You have nothing to be sorry for. Estelle, you have a kind heart, and I am grateful. It gladdens my heart to have finally met you in person. Now, more than ever. Your Majesty. However, that is why I do not wish for you to put yourself in danger. I would like you to remove yourself from any dealings with this matter. What? But... Julia, Lieutenant Schwartz asked us to help you. Thank you. I am grateful for your willingness to do so. I don't think that's the Queen. But if some tragedy were to befall you in Cassius's absence, I know of no apology that would ever suffice. I only ask you to go back to your home in Roland and wait for your father to return. But, if I may, Your Majesty, the peace that Dad restored and that you protect, even if it was held firm, now trembles like a leaf in breeze. Joshua. If the Colonel is able to use the gospel for whatever purpose he intends, and if he succeeds in making the Duke the new King of Liberal, then what will become of that peace? I only ask that you consider that, Your Majesty. Right when we became junior bracers, we inherited a whole lot of work from Dad. After the Sky Bandit incident, we got that letter and the package, and we've been running all around creation ever since. Feels like to us like Dad's been nudging us in the back this whole time. That's why I want to defend peace. So that everyone we've met and everyone we care about can go back to living a secure, happy life. Just like you, and just like Mom and Dad, I'm doing this because it's what I believe is right. And I want to see it through. Estelle. It seems she was right about you. What? I too am ready. I would like for you to carry my request to the Bracer Guild. My request is for the Bracer Guild to rescue those being held captive by the Intelligence Division. Never mind. Amongst them is my granddaughter Claudia. So the princess being held captive. Yes. This coup d'etat started when I backed her as the successor to the throne. In other words, Duke Duan was out of the running. Yes. Though he is my nephew, he is possessed of a few considerable number of character flaws. In brief, where he is lacking, my granddaughter shines. For the sake of this nation's future, I would like to have my granddaughter succeed me. I don't actually know her, but I personally lean toward the idea that your judgment should really be trusted here. No matter the era, there will always be those who object strongly to a woman wielding political power. Not to mention, the memory of the invasion of a larger power is still relatively fresh. Some of them will perceive a succession of 2 consecutive queens to be a sign of weakness. It is hardly surprising that such a notion has taken root in the minds of some, including Colonel Richard, I assume. Quite right. Claudia's pending succession to the throne caught him quite unaware. That, along with the passing of his information to the Duke, is what led to the coup. This was all staged so that Liberal would become a strong military power, with the colonel ruling from the shadows. I see. So this finally sets the whole picture. So if Liberal became a militarized country, what would happen then? Many things. Taxes would be levied to fill the war chests. Horrible weaponry would be developed with the express intent of causing havoc on a massive scale. A wide-ranging policy of conscription would be adopted, and no doubt contracting Jaeger Corps would be made legal, which is not the case at present. Oh no, indeed. The Colonel has made very adamant requests that I enact such policies. I thought such proposals were born out of genuine love for his country, and it probably is. But I have never agreed that they were the right course of action to take. The Royal Army is not all that protects this land. We have worked hard to maintain treaties with other countries. Defending a nation goes hand in hand with free cultural exchange and trade with other nations to the benefit of all. I feel the same way. Makes sense. The Colonel, however, finds such notions to be womanly and foolish idealistic. And it probably is foolishly idealistic, because sometimes countries will just fucking hate you for no reason. So he demanded that I abdicate the throne in exchange for Claudia's safe return. Many people have had family members taken to ensure that they would not dare oppose the Colonel. But I am the Queen, and I will not allow all that I love about my country to be destroyed simply because of blood ties. Still, she is my only granddaughter. I cannot simply allow her to die. Your Majesty, try to relax. We hear and comply with your request. We will see to it that the princess is rescued from those who have imprisoned her. Thank you, both of you. With that reassurance, I will do all I can to oppose the Colonel's demands. Have you any other requests? The gospel still has to be dealt with, and I don't think we should just leave it to you here. I don't think we should just leave you here. I appreciate your sentiment, but the present state of affairs is not contingent upon my freedom or imprisonment. The gospel shall continue to weigh heavily on my mind, for a great many reasons. For my part, I will attempt to ascertain the Colonel's true intentions. Ascertain, I think that, yeah, ascertain the Colonel's true intentions with it. For some reason I thought that was a mouthia at first. I hope I'm 1/10 that cool when I get old. Cool? Did you just call the Queen that? Still, she definitely has what it takes to govern the country. Yeah. I really want to stop this coup and help her. That's definitely outside Bracer jurisdiction. Well, first things first, we do whatever we can. If they ask about it, we'll just say the Queen was lonely and liked to talk. Are you going home for the day, Miss Hilda? Yes. Just be sure not to do Her Majesty any discourtesy. That's not fair. But please relax. We are patriots to our core. Good to hear. Now, I believe that we shall be on our way. Pardon me. By your leave. By the way, ladies, I don't think we ever got your names. May we ask them? Dorothy. That's a very modern name. Pardon me saying so, but it just doesn't sound right for you. Ain't that the truth? How about you, miss? You can call me Karen. That's a very pretty name. You are too kind, sir. I'm rather fond of it myself. Are you now? Dude fell for a trap. Well, aren't you Mr. Popularity? It was like their eyes all changed when you told them your name. Hey, it was not. I didn't see you shying from joining the conversation. Sure, but that doesn't mean I wasn't nervous. Still, well, I kind of lost all my confidence there. What's all this noise about? Duke Dawn? Ah, lady of the court. Hey, mates. You don't look familiar. These two are new hires who I am instructing. This is Dorothy and Karen. They're still quite inexperienced, so I'm giving them some extra training. Come now, Philip. Enough with the staring. It's quite unusual to see coming from you. Stiff upper lip and all. Pardon my rudeness. You look like my niece. Her eyes were playing tricks on me, it seems. I'm dreadfully sorry for the discourtesy. It's no bother. Please don't concern yourself. You, with the brown hair. You have a very healthy, clean look to you. As for you, I personally think you'd look best with that raven hair of yours even longer. I'm honored. Yes. Dorothy, was it? You shall attend to me this evening. Your Grace. Ew, I do not want to serve him tea. I don't think tea is what he wants served. Your Grace, your flirtatious while flattering are best saved for another time and place. All of the maids in the castle work directly to service to Her Majesty Queen Alicia. I trust you've not forgotten. I know. Some folks simply can't appreciate a joke. The castle will be mine in a week's time anyway. We can set aside time for fun then. Your Grace, please no more of this. I said I was just joking. I'm going to bed. As you wish. Your room is right over there. Whoa, alright, Dorothy. Just to let you know, if you have any problems, anything at all, I'll give you the best advice the future king can give. Thank you very much. Aren't you cute? Good. I apologize unreservedly for all the fuss. His Grace will likely remember nothing of this. Please set your minds at ease. I should certainly hope so. I'm sorry. Madam and young miss, I beg your pardon, but I must take my leave. I feel bad for him. He truly seems to bear the weight of the world on his shoulders. Do you personally know Philip? Yes, ever since we were children. Though not nearly enough as he once did, thanks to the one he serves. I see. He sure seems like he's nervous all the time, doesn't he? I bet that everything between the Duke and the Colonel has him completely on edge. Probably. Please, I'd like to keep my food in my stomach, thank you. Oh, right, back to before. I feel like I'm missing something. Why would the Duke want tea so late? Well, you see... Estelle? Allow me to elucidate the matter of tea and why gentlemen would never request it in polite company. Huh? Hello, sir. Do you understand? Yes. Hopeless. Completely hopeless. Yeah, we're going to be ending that one here. Thank you all for watching. Join me next time on The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky as we go save Princess Claudia. I'm the TheDarkSeraph, signing off.